Imagine waking up one morning and realizing everyone around you has frozen to death overnight. No warning, no weather app, no blanket, no campfire. Just you and the cold. Because here's the thing, fire wasn't always there. For hundreds of thousands of years, early humans walked this planet with no flame, no heat, no cooked food, no light in the dark. And yet, they survived. So here's what I want you to think about. What did they actually do when a blizzard hit? What did they eat when they couldn't cook anything? What happened when someone got sick? And the biggest question of all, if the world around you is trying to kill you constantly, how do you not die? Today, we're going to find out, because the answer is a lot more impressive than you think. Let's go back, way back. About 300,000 years ago, maybe further, your ancestors are walking upright, but they don't have fire yet, not reliably, not on demand. The earliest controlled use of fire by humans goes back roughly 400,000 years, but it wasn't everywhere. It wasn't consistent. Entire groups of early humans lived and died without it. Modern you would be paralyzed. No Google Maps, no REI store, no survival podcast downloaded. Ancient you, though, you had something better than any of that. You had knowledge, the kind that took 10,000 generations to build. Here's what you'd learn fast if you were dropped into that world with no fire. Cold doesn't kill you slowly, it kills you fast. Before fire, the first survival technology was geography. You moved. You found natural shelter, rock overhangs, caves, dense forest canopy, valley walls that blocked wind. Wind is the real killer, not just cold air. Moving cold air strips heat off your body 8 times faster than still air. Ancient humans knew this, not from a textbook, from watching people die. They built insulation from the ground up, dead leaves, dry grass, animal fur, anything that trapped air against the body. Because here's the thing about insulation, it doesn't create heat, it holds it. Your body generates about 80 watts of heat just by being alive. That's like a light bulb. The job of shelter was simple, keep that bulb burning. Without fire, you can't smelt metal, you can't weave synthetic fabric. But the animal standing next to you, though, that's a walking coat. Processing animal hides without fire is hard, but early humans figured it out. They used brain tanning. Sounds gross, works incredibly well. The brain of almost any animal contains just enough fat and lecithin to tan its own hide. One brain, one skin. Nature's kit. Your $400 modern jacket is filled with synthetic down, nylon shells, and chemical treatments. His fur wrap cost him nothing but time, and it worked in temperatures that would shut your jacket down. But clothing was never the full answer, especially for children, for the elderly, for the sick. Which brings us to the group. Before fire, the most important survival technology was other people. Not as a social concept, as a thermal strategy. Huddled together, a group of humans creates a shared heat pocket. Each body insulates the next. The ones in the middle stay warmest. They rotate through. This wasn't just warmth. It was survival mathematics. A group of 7 people huddled in an insulated shelter can maintain survivable core temperatures in conditions that would kill a person alone in hours. This is why ancient humans didn't just survive, despite not having fire. They survived because they built something fire would eventually replace, a living, breathing, social heating system. Now let's talk about food, because this is where most people's brains break. Did they just eat raw meat? Yes, sometimes, but not always the way you're imagining. Early humans had more acidic stomachs than modern humans. Research suggests stomach acidity in early hominids was closer to scavengers and carnivores, meaning they could process raw meat with far less risk of the pathogens that would wreck you today. But they weren't eating rotting meat recklessly. They understood freshness, they understood smell, probably far better than you do. Smell is your body's oldest food safety system, and before fire dulled those instincts, people relied on it constantly. They also ate a lot more plant matter than we imagine: roots, tubers, berries, seeds, nuts, insects. A pre-fire diet was diverse, opportunistic, and deeply seasonal. The key insight here is this: before fire, variety was the survival strategy. Not any single food source, the ability to shift to whatever was available. Now, here's the part that haunts me. What happened when you got sick? No hospitals, no antibiotics, no IV drip. But early humans weren't helpless. There's archaeological evidence of intentional medicinal plant use going back 50,000 years or more. They weren't randomizing, they were observing over generations. This is what we don't give them credit for. Before fire, they couldn't sterilize water, couldn't cook parasites out of food, and they paid for that with short average lifespans. But, and this matters, the individuals who survived long enough were extraordinarily adapted. Their immune systems were calibrated differently. Their tolerance for pathogens was higher. They weren't weak people living despite a brutal world. They were shaped by that world. Here's the skill we've lost almost entirely: navigation by environment. Moss grows densely on north-facing surfaces. Remember that. Trees lean away from prevailing winds. The roots of certain plants tell you the depth of the water table. Animal trails converge at water sources at dawn and dusk. Their brains held maps that had been refined across hundreds of thousands of years of selection. The first humans to leave Africa and spread across Eurasia, without fire in many cases, crossed mountain ranges, deserts, and tundra. Think about what that means. They didn't have tools we'd recognize. They had knowledge of the world so deep that it functioned like a second sense. At night, without fire, you had no light. Think about that. True darkness. Not city dark, not camping dark. Black. Early humans almost certainly slept in shifts. Someone was always watching. The people who slept with no one keeping watch didn't have descendants. That instinct you have, the one that makes it hard to sleep in a new place, is exactly that mechanism still running. Here's what this really means. Before fire, before metal, before agriculture, humans were already something extraordinary. They solved problems we can't barely conceptualize. Every person alive today is descended from someone who figured it out, not because they were lucky, because they were relentless. Every small decision they made was a link in a chain that eventually reached you. So if you had to survive without fire tomorrow, what would the ancient playbook look like? Wind is the enemy. Find or build shelter that blocks wind before you do anything else. Insulate from the ground up. Cold ground pulls heat 25 times faster than cold air. Get off the ground first. Stay with your group. Body heat is a real, measurable resource. Distribute it. Fresh and eat wide. Diversity beats perfection. No single food source survives all conditions. Learn your terrain. The land is a map. Wind direction, plant growth, water flow, it all tells you where to go. Before fire, they had no light, but they were never truly in the dark, because the real light, the one that kept our species alive across hundreds of thousands of years, was knowledge, passed from hand to hand, generation to generation. They didn't need it to be human. They just needed each other. If you want to know what happened when they finally got fire and why it nearly destroyed them before it saved them, that video is next. Subscribe. It's about to get a lot hotter.